I know that I've made a video about how I hate my 9 to 5 job and how it depresses me, but at the end of the day, we still gotta all do them. So we might as well try our very best to like and enjoy it. I know it might seem impossible, but if hating the 9 to 5 lifestyle was already in your DNA the day that you were born, like me, we just gotta find ways to force ourselves, to try our best to find ways to deal with them and maybe even like them. And through working and experimenting through the past few weeks, I think I've come up with a few. Here's how you can start enjoying / liking your 9 to 5 job and your work overall. Number 1, think of your loved ones before your shift starts. So usually before my shift starts, I would think about my girlfriend, I would think about my mom, I would think about my little brother. I would look at a picture of them before I go into work every single time. And the picture that I use is this picture of my girl. And then I just think about how happy they will be the moment when I can afford to buy a present for them, or because I have money, because I've worked. And then I just think about the smile on their face, and that just get me going, and I just go straight into work. Number 2, while you're working, do not think about the time. If you keep checking the time, it will never move. Keep yourself busy. So what you can do is talk to either yourself or your coworkers during your shift, and then you find meaning in your work. Give yourself tasks and keep yourself occupied. But be sure to divide it up so that you don't get bored. For an example, let's just say that my duties is to restock 100 shoes at my workplace. And then I also have to push 100 carts from the outside to bring it back in. I could break it up by finishing 25 restocks of shoe boxes in my workplace, and then I go outside and then I go bring 25 carts inside. And I just keep repeating the process until I finish all my duties. This way, you can keep your work a little bit more fresh and a little bit more enjoyable, and not feel like a robot doing the same thing over and over and over again until you finish. Remember to set your personal goals with your tasks, like in your head, just talk to yourself and be like, oh, I have to finish this. And then you finish it. That way you can try to have more fun. Or you can talk to yourself during work like me. Listen, I am not insane, okay? At least I think so, but you can let me know down in the comments. Remember to think about fun stuff while you're doing mundane stuff. By talking to yourself, I mean like try to think about fun stuff while you're doing like mundane, boring work tasks. Sometimes I just like to instinctively restock shoes at my workplace while thinking about like future hangouts, future dates. If your job requires thinking, well, this does not apply to you. But like, I'm pretty sure you don't always have to think during your work. There should be probably some tasks that are like mundane and like repeatable and like you can just do it in the background. Those are the tasks I'm talking about. And those are the tasks where you can just think about something else while you're doing it. But don't get hurt. If you are on closing shift, always to prepare to close little by little throughout your shift, through the day, so that when the time comes, you don't have to do 1 million things to actually close and to actually get out of your workplace. Because by then, you'll probably be exhausted and you probably want to go home, right? Which will make work seem so much more horrible if you have a lot of closing duties. We want to minimize the villainization of work and maximize its fun, if you know what I mean. And another tip, personalize your workplace. Bring in pictures of your kids, bring in pictures of your significant other, bring in pictures of your family, so you can be reminded of who you are putting food on the table for, who you might be working for. If you think about that, rather than thinking about like how you have to finish 500 documents before you go home, that will make work a lot more tolerable and maybe fun. And this way, your shift will seem a lot shorter and maybe even a bit more fun and meaningful for you. Number 3, plan PTO. Paid time off. Use all of your company's benefits, okay? Remember that. Like use all the discounts, use all the paid time off, know your paid time off, and then like just plan it accordingly. Take a vacation at least once a year. Remember that. Do not keep working yourself to death because you can get paid still while having a time off, but don't use your company's benefit too much. By this, I mean like don't use the company's employee discount too much and then like end up being a consumer to your company, okay? And then you end up being a consumer to your company's products, okay? You do not want that. Number 4, do not relax too much on your off days. Because if you do, the momentum will be off because you're on your off day. You're gonna be a lazy bum. And coming back to work will be much harder. Just like school back then, like every time you come back to school on a Monday, it sucked, right? Well, the same thing applies to work. And to negate this, you can just go to gym, you can just have hobbies, work on your hobbies, make money, make more money even, but like don't overwork yourself. Try to like relax a little bit, but remember to like have a little bit of fun, maybe just not too much fun, if you know what I mean. Like just don't spend your Sunday like just lying around in bed all day doing nothing, because Monday coming back to work would suck. But don't spend Sunday working on like your side job for like 24/7 either, because that is gonna make Monday coming back to work suck again. And number 5, if your schedule is like Monday to Friday every single week, well, you can remember to treat yourself every Monday and Wednesday, because treating yourself every other day would be really nice, because Monday you need that treat, because Monday sucks the most, because that's when you're coming back and like getting that treat after work, super good. And then Wednesday is the middle of the week, and getting a treat during the middle of the week is like a treat for like overcoming half of the week, which is really nice. And on Friday, I don't believe you need a treat on Friday, because Friday is the last day, you know, like your break is literally the treat itself. So this way, if you think about it, you save money by not treating yourself on Friday, and instead you can just enjoy your freedom for 2 days. Remember, rewarding yourself for working is productive. It's gonna help you, and it will get you through the week a little bit easier. By rewarding, I don't mean like go to Din Tai Fung or like some super fancy restaurant and just blow away all your paycheck. I mean like getting like a plain ice cream and just, or like getting a boba once in a while, so that you can reward yourself once in a while, you know? You deserve it. Yo, 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 this is Bill from the future, and I am back with some more wisdom. It is currently July 4th right now, so you might be hearing some fireworks going on around, but just ignore that, okay? Because I got better things to share with you, okay? Here are some facts that I'm gonna share with you, okay? That will greatly benefit your work life and your life in general and your mental health. Now, this is for those of you that can't tolerate your job any longer, even if it's just one more second you want to be away from your job, because you might be hating your coworker so much, you may be hating your job, you might be hating the setting, the vibe, whatever, okay? This is for you. I call this the break hack. Step number 1 to this hack is that before your shift, you should go to Taco Bell. And then what you want to do is order a big ass burrito and fill it up with hella beans and maybe cheese if you are lactose. Now this might taste disgusting, but trust me, this is for the greater good. This is for your own good. And then before your shift starts, I want you to devour this burrito, okay? Do whatever, just do that. Just don't throw up. And then here comes step number 2 of the plan. During your shift, you're gonna feel your stomach feels a little bit funny, you know? Maybe some things is gonna start poking out of your butt. This is when the plan commences. You go up to your manager and you tell him, yo, I know it's not my break right now, but I gotta use the bathroom right now because my stomach hurts. And since your manager might be a little bit against it, because you should not have like eaten anything bad before your work, and this is not your break, you're supposed to work, you can tell him or her that this is for their own good. This will save their lives and your coworkers' lives. And with that statement, your manager will certainly let you go to the restroom. Also, make sure that you do this not during your break or not during your lunch or dinner or whatever, okay? Save it for when you're just working casually. And that is why I call it a break hack. You can add an extra break to your job. Now, don't spam this every single time, because you might get fired, okay? Big warning right here, okay? Do not spam this. You might get fired. Use caution if you're gonna do this, okay? But here's another way to maximize your time away from your job. What I like to do before my shift starts is that right after I clock in, I would just go straight to the restroom and take the longest piss of all time. And then I would like wash my face, do my hair, maybe do a little bit of stretch, you know? Gotta always get that stretch in, because your work needs it, you know? You need to stretch your bones. And then right before I take my break, I go do it again. I go take the longest piss. I wash my hair, wash my face, do a little bit of stretch, and then I take my break. And then when I come back from my break, I do the same thing. And I also repeat this for when I take my lunch or my dinner or whatever. Now, don't use this too much. Don't abuse this and use this way too often, or don't be in the bathroom for way too long, okay? Because you might get fired. Big warning again, okay? You might get fired. Do not abuse this. Use caution. And if all fails, you know, if you still despise your job, despise your coworkers, despise your work setting, well, do not just quit randomly, okay? Like just like that. Please get a job lined up if you're gonna quit. Because if you don't have an emergency fund, you might literally live on the streets and be homeless. Because the average time nowadays for you to find a job from starting fresh is 6 months. It could be 6 months. It's 3 to 6 months. That's the average time. Some people can even take longer. I've read some comments in my YouTube videos that said that they have taken a whole year or maybe 2 years and they still don't have a job. So be careful if you're gonna quit your job. With all of that said, let's go back to the video. Damn. That was right on cue. The firework is a paid actor. Future Bill out. In conclusion, I hope that these tips make your work life a little bit easier, a little bit more tolerable, and even maybe a little bit more fun. And here's a reminder that you got this. Your off days are right around the corner. Just hang tight. And remember, you got bills to pay and your loved ones depend on you. And you cannot escape your 9-to-5 job unless you have like something lined up or you're suddenly rich. So until then, we just gotta play with the hands that we've been dealt and we just make the best of it. I wish you the best of luck. And I'm gonna go now before it gets too cheesy. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Bye.